Hello everyone, my name is Jitender Bafna. I am a senior MuleSoft architect. In this video, we are going to see MuleSoft and the GraphQL part 4. Okay, so in previous video, we have basically we have completed this use case 1, and this video we will going to see a use case 2. So basically how you can fetch the data from multiple system API or process API and aggregate using the GraphQL and then send the response back to the client. So right now I have this particular GraphIQL. This is the user interface which can be used to test your GraphQL API. You can just fire the request. Okay, so let me check if my application is running or not. It might be down. Okay, I got the successful response. And if so, basically if you want mood field, so like you can add that. So and you can say okay. So now we will do couple of changes. The first change what we will do, so instead of like we have hard coded the source. Okay, so I don't think we require the source on the like the parent accounts. We don't want the source. So in execute I can definitely remove the source. I don't want this. Okay, so save it. So I just want to read the params, so basically all the arguments in the query param or whatever. That's the one thing. The second thing what I will do, I will add a id here also. I can say that is string. Okay, now I have added the id. The other thing, in accounts, okay, in accounts I can add a id because I want it id in the response. It is always good practice. 1 2 3 4 5. So this is my id. Even I can add the id in my balance.json. Even if you want to do it, that's fine. If you don't want to do it, that even fine. So you can add it, or if you don't want, you just ignore it. So for balance it's fine. So let me save all. So once I will save it, it will deploy the application. Before till it's deploying the application, I can test my system API whether it's returning id or not. So I can test this. Okay, so let me test my system API. So now I'm getting the id in my response. Now what I have to do, so basically if you go to GraphQL, I have already have accounts in the place, account and balance API in the place, right? But we if you see my schema, I haven't defined anything related to balance in my schema, right? Or sorry, about balance in my schema. So what I will do, I will define type balance, then I can say curly bracket close. In balance I have a two type. One is balance type which is of type string, then I have an amount which is of type float. I can tab it so it looks good. Now I want to use the balances. This is my field, so balances is my field and it should be the array, so I'm mentioning in the square bracket. Okay, save this. So basically I've defined the schema for balance, okay, type for the balance, and I'm calling that in my account. So account is my source, whereas the balance is the field in that particular account. To save it, next step what I will do, I will define like we have already have a graph field resolver for the account field, but we don't have a graph field resolver for the balances field. So what I will do, I will add one more graph field resolver. I will start configuring it. I will keep all the configurations same. So in this case my field name will be balances. That's it, because you have to check this spelling. This is the balances. Okay, so I've defined the graph resolver for my balances. Then I can call execute. Okay, in execute what I can do, you can select engine as a Groovy, and you can write the code something like this. So I will store the source response. I want to read out the source response, like so the account response, like in what. So I want, because I want to extract the ID field. Because if you see, a balance API is expecting the ID also. So how I can get that ID? It contain one query parameter, balance API, which is ID field. Okay, how can I get that ID? So you can use execute. You can say source, then you can square bracket source, then you can say attributes dot get source. Okay, this is what you have to define. Payload source attribute dot source, and if you want to read like more params or whatever, so you can say params attributes dot get arguments. Okay, I forget to put. Okay, so source, it will be stored in the payload, so I will put a logger here. I will show you what is happening, and I can write a payload. I want to write a payload. Then I can use the requester. In requester, I will use URL http localhost 8081 slash accounts, and the account ID is my URI parameter. Then I have to read call the balances API. Then finally you have to transform a message. Let's wait. Okay, so I want to convert into Java form payload. That's it. Save everything. Let's go to console and let's see if application is getting deployed. It's building up. Once it get built up, it will deploy the application. So let me go to GraphIQL, and I can also save balances. Okay, and under balances I want a balance type. My application got deployed. I want to show you something. It should get error. That's good. Let me maximize this. I want to show you something before I do the changes. So what are the things read in the, so we have logged the payload. So in payload, if you see, the source is this, there's a no params, no nothing, but we have a, like, this is in the source. So I want to read this ID. What error we got? It we got illegal character. Okay, so basically the account ID is not declared. So how we can read that? I want to set the URI parameters. How can, so you can see, we have stored the payload of the source in the source variable. Let me go to request. The request, what I can do, I can go to URI parameter. I can add URI parameter. I can say account ID. How I can read payload dot source dot ID. That's it. Okay. So I'm setting my URI parameter. Let's save everything. Let's see what happens now. Now I will save it. Once I will save it, it should deploy the application. Let's wait while it's deploying the application. application got deployed. Let me send it. Okay, I got the successful response. A balances. Okay, I got first name, last name, balances. If I want amount also, so I can add like amount. So in that case, what happens? So basically, I have sent the request to my HTTP listener. Okay, so let me open the flow. So the first type we want account. So it will go to this particular graph field resolver. Okay, in my case, I want also a graph field resolver of type balances. Then it will go to this. Okay, let me give a good name so it you can understand. So I can give this as a GraphQL balances. Okay, so in this case, it will call both the resolver. If I pass only this much, okay, so response should be much faster. In that case, it will just call one resolver. It will not call this resolver because we don't want to balances, right? So it will not call this particular resolver. If I add this again, it will call both, okay, balance as well as. So I can show that also logger. So I can say calling account resolver. Then I can add one more logger. I can say calling balances resolver. Now you can save everything so we can see in the log what happens. Let's wait while it's deploying the application. Okay, so the application is starting. I want so okay, so I will clear the console and let's see what happens. Let me send the request. This time I will send with both. So it is calling first account resolver. It will fetch the data, then it will call a balance resolver. Okay, so it call both the resolver. If I don't want this balances, I will send the request. In this case, only account resolver has been called. It will not call the balance resolver. Okay, so this is how you can implement a GraphQL using MuleSoft. So I have published 4 video on this particular GraphQL. So please make sure you first you watch all the 3 previous video before watching this. Otherwise, you will not able to understand the concept. Okay. So I hope you like this video. If you like this video, please click on subscribe and like button. Thanks for watching.